Hello, this is the BBN, and today on the hardwood, we're going to discuss NBA players that should come to the East. Okay, you got a lot of players. People forget. Okay, in the 90s, pardon me, a lot of players were stopped from getting rings by Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan got 6 rings in the 90s. A lot of players were stopped by getting rings. Now, right now, you can't say any one particular guy is stopping any other one particular guy from getting rings because most of the people who we assume should be getting rings is in the West. Durant, West, Westbrook, West, Harden, West, Howard, West. They're all in the West. All of them. Now, you got 2 guys that's up for new contracts. You have Dwight, who I just see right at this moment as I'm doing this video, has opted out of his Rockets contract for $23.2 million. He's opted out. $23.2 million. This says 2 things. This says, one, maybe there's been some tampering somewhere and somebody told him they'll give him 25. Or he's like, you know what? I could get 23 somewhere else because the salary cap is going up, but I want to play somewhere where I can win. And I don't like Harden. I don't think him and Harden mesh anyway, period. One, Howard likes having the ball passed to him. Harden likes to shoot too much. Harden doesn't understand the concept of you don't have to score every basket and you don't have to get every assist. He's a stat guy. He wants to make it look like it wasn't his fault they lost. Well, LeBron does the same thing. But the point being is, now Howard is not in Houston. So look, where are good places for him to go? First of all, if Harden goes to freaking Washington, those guys, Wall and Howard together on the same team? A guard who has a handle that I haven't seen anybody guard him yet, who's fast as crap, with a center who could get up and down the court if he chooses. There's going to be alley-oops all day. We're going to see more at it. There's going to be more alley-oops than from freaking Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan. It's going to be more. Only reason why there's going to be more is Wall is faster than Chris Paul. So they're not just going to be getting oops in the freaking half court. They're going to be getting oops in the full court. It's going to be retarded. Another team that can possibly see these 2 individuals hooking up. Oh, let me digress. The New York Knicks have a ton of salary cap space. Also, from what I hear, they're in negotiations to try to pick up Rose. Now, as far as Rose is concerned, I don't think Rose is ever going to be his MVP self again. Injuries have taken their toll. So why would the Knicks be doing this? I don't know. But one thing I do know is this. I think Rose has 1 year left on his contract. So if you could get Rose from Chicago without resigning, because in my opinion, you don't want to resign. You want him to be a one-stop guy. You don't want to resign. You don't know how well he'll be able to play, for one. You don't want to resign. You don't want it to be a sign and trade, pardon me. But if you could get Rose, right, from Chicago, right, come play with Melo, right, and then you could either get Durant or Howard, right, when Rose's contract comes off next year, right, Westbrook is going to be a free agent, right. You see how I go with that? You forget Westbrook and Durant understand how important it is for them to need that one guy that can just get the rock and score. Melo, Harden. They understand the importance of this. If they would have had one besides themselves in the series against Golden State, that series, they don't come back from 3-1. The problem is Golden State is a matchup nightmare for those guys. Period. And when you got a big guy like Bogut setting screens for little guys to run around and shoot behind, what the heck you gonna do? So now, Dwight Howard is definitely an individual I think should come west. East. Needs to leave the West. Durant needs to leave the West. Stop going to everybody needs to stop going to LA. Everybody goes to LA. Stop going to LA. LA isn't going to be good for another 3-4 years minimum. New York is going to be good before LA is good again. And not because let me rephrase that. New York is going to have more playoff success than LA is in the next 3 to 4 years. Reason being is there's just tougher teams out in the West. All New York has to do is get one more superstar and a couple of real role players, not guys to fill up a damn a lineup so you can go and play a game. You know, not just, oh man, we need 12. Let's get that guy. Not that, but real role players. That's like, you know, I made a career in the NBA grabbing rebounds. That's what I do. I made a career in the NBA coming off the bench and scoring 10 a game. That's what I do. I made a career in the NBA playing defense on the other team's best or second best offensive player. That's what I want to do. I made a career in the NBA making the next pass because I have a high basketball IQ. That's what I do. This is what New York needs. New York doesn't need guys that's just like, oh man, we only got 10 guys on the roster. Oh, well, go down to the local Pathmark. See if we can... See, there's all right, packing bags. I want to make a couple $1,000 the next 10 days. I'm going to sign a 10-day. They don't need those guys. John Starks, a great story, you know, because he was packing bags at one point. Anyway. But no, that's not what they need. That's not what they need at all. So when you take that into consideration, you got to look at it like this. The East is where to go. Period. You got to go to the East. You go to the East, either which one of these guys go to the East, they almost guarantee the Eastern Conference Finals berth. If they go to the Knicks or if they go to the Washington, oh man, don't let one of them go to Toronto. But who want to go to Canada? If freaking Howard went to Toronto, they're going to the East. They're gonna go to the playoffs next year. They're gonna beat. If he went to Toronto, they're gonna beat Cleveland. They're gonna beat Cleveland in the East. That's gonna be the first finals without LeBron in a couple of years. If he goes to Toronto, this is gonna be too powerful with those two guards and Durant. And Howard. It's just gonna be too much. I just don't think he'd do that. You know what I'm saying? I just think he's one of those guys that he needs to be coddled. So maybe that'll be a good choice for him. He needs to be coddled. Really needs to be coddled. Now, if Howard tends to stay out west, he might go to Golden State. I mean, they keep talking about Durant going to Golden State. Oh man, you put another shooter with those three shooting. Nah, if you put Howard with those, a guy that could, if they had Howard in the finals, they closed the finals out in 5 games. They had Howard instead of Bogut. Remember, Bogut can't give them any offense. He only can protect the basket. Howard can protect the basket, get rebounds, and give offense. He could get rebounds and create his own offense. So now we moving on to Durant. Mr. Kevin, you the real MVP, Durant. If him and Melo teamed up, I'm not sure how it'll go. One of them will have to move to the 2 guard. I would assume it's Durant. If you move Melo to the 2, man, that'd just be so terrible. They'll just be posting him up on them 2 guards all day. He's going to live on the free throw line. Melo will probably average 35, 40. He'll live on the free throw line. If he has to post up 2 guards all day, you start the game up posting Melo in the 2 guard. You have Durant throw the ball in the Melo with everybody else on the other side of the court. No help could come. Like, I don't know how often people think strategy when they say, oh, this guy should go to that team and that guy should go to this team. But if you have Durant throwing that ball in the Melo, that guy can't help. Now you got the other three guys on the other side of the court, the point guard, whoever that's going to be in that corner. You have Kristaps out on the perimeter somewhere. And you got the other big, on at the free throw line, so Melo could spin baseline. What are you gonna do? And let him get deep post position? What are you gonna do? What two guard in the NBA is gonna be able to guard him? Okay, and then you switch. You say, okay, we're gonna put the two guard on Durant. Durant gonna shoot over the top of him all day. They're gonna throw Durant the ball. With his wingspan, he's shooting the ball. He's probably like 7'3". You're gonna shoot over the top of the two all day. Then you got Kristaps in there. You can't cheat off of him. He gotta knock it down. And let's say they go do the 1 year with Rose. And they say, screw the salary cap, we'll pay the fine for being over the cap, and then they go get Howard. And then more importantly, if they get Howard, that means Lopez is coming off the bench. So how are you gonna have Lopez coming off the bench? He's a pretty adequate. He's a more than a better than an adequate freaking center. He's a pretty good center. Like as far as defense, rebounding, making the passes, you could play through him. He's gonna make the next pass, the right pass. Lopez is pretty good at this. So you have a guy coming off the bench who could run your offense, and he isn't even the point guard. You could play through him. I'm not gonna say run the offense. I'm gonna say play through him. I'm not sure everything that's gonna happen. Obviously, there's Ben Simmons is going to end up going to freaking 76ers. That's going to be terrible for him. The NBA should force the 76ers to stop. Like, you know what? Next year, y'all guys cannot be in the draft. We don't care what you come in. You just can't be in the, you just can't have a spot higher than 20. Like, whatever spot you in, it got to be lower than 20. Because y'all guys are just wasting talent. They're getting good player after good player and absolutely wasting the talent. I don't think Ben Simmons is going to be the best player to come out of this draft. Coincidentally, I don't think it's going to be Buddy Hield either. I think it's going to be Ingram. Ben Simmons is a great talent, but until he gets that jump, if he gets a jump shot, he's gonna work on it. He looks like a guy. He'll work on stuff like that. But if he gets a jump shot, he's gonna be dangerous. But until he gets that jump shot, I still need. I mean, I know he got handles. I know, but this is a different level. He's not gonna be playing with guys the D League talent. He's gonna be playing against NBA talent. It's a different level. It's just different. He's gonna be playing against people a lot stronger than the guys he's done played against. He's not gonna be able to force his way to the inside. His width, as far as his shoulder width isn't going to be that much of a difference. His length is going to be, compromised. What position he's going to play. He's going to be at the 3 or the 4, So he's going to be playing against other guys with length. It's not like LeBron who has length and he's playing at the 3. Durant, length, playing at the 3. He's going to have length, but he's going to be at the 4 where other people also have length. He has a pretty good skill set because he can handle the ball. He can pass. He can pass. This man can pass. He can handle the ball. He can pass. But the thing that really makes your passing great is when you can shoot. Like, I keep hearing individuals in the media say that Durant, actually one individual, I don't even want to name him, Mr. Skip Bayless, says that LeBron is probably one of the best passers he's ever seen. I believe he says that. And my argument is you really can't be a great passer until you got a jump shot. You need a jump shot. I know that sounds crazy. Like, oh, what does passing got to do with shooting? It got a lot, opening up those lanes. Because, being a great passer isn't just throwing the right pass at the right time. It's causing for the defense to make movements that allow for lanes to open up and you get the ball to other individuals. Now, on the break, all you got to do is have good eyesight and basketball IQ and have guys that's going to finish running. But when you're in the half court and you got to move and you have to move the defense in order for you to give the ball up to the guy that's open, it's different. So, yeah. They should stop letting the 76ers draft people ASAP. I don't care how unfair that is. But Durant should come to the East. Howard should come to the East. The only 3 teams it makes sense to go to is Toronto, because you would be an instant berth. That would be instant NBA Finals berth for not Durant, but for Howard. That would be an instant NBA Finals berth. Going to Washington would be an instant, for either which one of the individuals, would be an instant Eastern Conference berth, Finals. And going to New York, I'm not going to say both men, because both is too much wishing. But I say one of those men come to New York and that Rose deal gets pulled off. I say next year, Russell comes also. Mr. Westbrook, Mr. Can't Dress Himself, Westbrook comes next. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, thank you. Check you later.